What's going on, peoples? Tenor here, Tenor Talk, where we speak truth and from the heart always. And we're live on the Grassroots Warrior Network and some of the Tenor Talk channels. We are taking it back. Let me make sure we are live. And if you can, got the chat here. If you can, anyone's listening, if you want to put a loud and clear in there, as always, let's just take a moment. Make sure we are live on GRWN. Got the chat which here, looks like we are. And let's also check Mr. Tenor Talk, see if we're there, and our YouTube. How's everyone doing today? It's Monday, the 26th. Lots of stuff happening out there, everybody. You know it. You know it. It's all happening in the news. We have to learn. Actually not live on any of my stuff. So looks like we're just live on the Grassroots, which it is my Monday night slot. I'm on Mondays at 8 Eastern on the Grassroots Warrior Network. And I have a special guest waiting in the wings. Mr. Alvier is running very behind on his film, The Tartarian Empire. So we're supposed to be doing the reading tonight. That's not happening, but let me bring in this very special person that helped kind of get this whole thing going in December, Ms. Sophia Eric. What's up, lady? Oh, I can't hear you.
I'm muted. I was muted.
Oh, you got me very nervous. I'm like, now we got Nick busy, and then we can't hear you, and nothing's live on any of the other channels, but at least we're live here. And we can see you, we can hear you. You're looking lovely. And there's the thing. We're live on that. Cool. So what's up? Mike's here. Mike's here, by the way.
Hey,
too.
Mike.
Hey, Mike. I have paint. I've been painting.
Oh.
Shout out to Ted's Market in Pandora, Ohio, that took care of me with some wonderful bologna on my travels across the country. Shout out to my Ohio folks. I got a little paint on there, but I got a few of these shirts. Anyway, Sophia, I'm working on the house here. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But what's happening? You're a busy beaver.
Well, it's so funny because we're talking about healing and mind over matter and all that stuff, right? So my son, he's 12, and he said, you know what? I think I know how to trick my system out of hiccups. You know the way you have hiccups, like it's annoying, right? It just won't go away. And yeah. It'll just keep on for minutes. And I said, okay, well, what's up, And he said, it's a mistake of your body. And I said, okay, what does that mean? And he said, you just have to tell your mind it's a mistake. No joke. I've been that every time I get a hiccup, I just thought of this because I just had hiccups right now. And I told my body, it's a mistake. Stop it immediately. Boom, gone. You guys, if you're watching, try it. It is incredible. And I'm just like, that's the power we have, because hiccups is uncontrollable.
Well, the whole thing, I mean, we know this.
When you try it,
we know is all mind over matter. The whole
right, but it's such a simple, powerful thing that the body does. It literally shakes your whole upper body when you have hiccups, and it's annoying. And you're like, it's a mistake, dear body. Stop it.
I had a friend actually, no joke, was actually in the hospital. He had the hiccups for so many days that he wound up in the hospital. And I got on the phone with him after 2 days, and I did one of my epic demon casting and claiming powers, and I had him, rolling with me. And don't you know, an hour later he felt better, and he went home that night. Now, I'm not saying it was me; it was our power. So, anyway. That's what we have to learn. That's a little bit of what I want to speak about. So Nick's supposed to be here. So what's Nick doing? Another great series, the Tartarian Empire, right? And I highly encourage. The links are in here too. You can still join Good Lion TV with the promo tenor there. You'll get a discount. That should be releasing at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the Tartarian Empire? I mean, it's lost civilization of people that were here a long time ago before us, to sum it up in a nutshell. And everything was here already. This was a beautiful place. We had frequency, we had healing, we had free energy, we had lots of stuff. And if anyone is just slightly awake in any way, shape, or form, if I have to shake the shit out of you, you know this to be true. Not you, Sophia. You're awake. You know this to be true, right?
I'll take
You
a
know this
shaking
to
here
be
and there.
true. You're in this movement. You're slightly awake. You see what's going on. You see what the devil has done. You see what the devil has taken from us. You see how the devil has poisoned us, made us pay for electric when it used to be free, put synthetic drugs into us to slowly murder us, to mask problems and slowly murder us, which I'm proving with my father, with me chronicling this whole journey since February with my father, which is amazing what I'm doing with an 87 turned 88 in May. The proof is in the pudding, you can't deny it. So if you're slightly awake, you know this to be true. So tonight I have to be a little bit, I have to be a little rough with people. Like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for to take your power? You know that they took it from you. You know that these things are coming. You know that there's ways to tap into it. You know that there's ways to manifest. You know this. I mean, how many more times do you need to be told, or do you? So thank God that you're here tonight. So you're being told for the first time that they stole everything from us. There was free energy, healing technologies, all of these lost civilizations that they took away from you because they didn't want you to know how powerful you were and how beautiful the world is supposed to be. Newsflash! If you're here for the first time, congratulations for coming here. Make sure you go to the links underneath and make sure you go to Tenor Talk to follow me on the rest of my channels so you don't miss out on all of this good news if you're just waking up today. Congratulations if you're just waking up today and you don't know anything about this. But if you do, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? We're healing ourselves. We have frequency devices that have the Tesla technology, the energy, the vibration, the frequency. It's here. It's happening. I'm turning an 88-year-old's life around. We have so many people in our Telegram family that have this device that have completely turned their lives around. People that were almost wheelchair bound for years with anxiety and what that leads into, and they're driving now. They're anxiety free. My sister suffered with asthma for 6 decades. 6 decades, and she hardly takes any meds anymore because of frequency healing, because we're taking our power back. We're tapping. This device is helping us tap in the power that was given to us. It's here. What are you waiting for? Sophia, say something, because I'll just steamroll this thing for the next 3 hours.
Well, that's fine. Um, I agree with you, and there's so many things that we need to be aware of, and it starts with really simple things, and then it goes on to more complex things that will really actually. So if you like, be careful that you drink healthy water. That's one thing. But if you, like your sister, if you had asthma since you were 2, and then you suddenly encounter frequency technology, and it literally heals you in, what was it, a couple weeks?
In 3 days, she was not on her. She used to be on her nebulizer, her machine. You know, where you have to put
Mhm.
the I can't think of the medicine in there, and then she every day, you
Mhm.
know, inhale. I had as when I was younger. I mean, before frequency, I grew out of it. I was very blessed, or I don't know, but always on the
Mhm.
sucker. We have a bunch of the people in our family in the Healy family
Mhm.
that got rid of their asthma, right? That don't
We have
suffer.
tens of thousands of therapists and
Yep.
doctors who are working with it that we can consult for whatever is out there, like whatever kind of situation. And I had my own health story, and I've helped at this point hundreds of people, and we've helped so many people get over what it is, or for one, detect what is it that's going on with me, like what's the root cause. I just listened to a video today with it was actually London Real. I forgot what his name is. He has a very big uh, um, what is it? It's like a show. This UK guy, former bank expert, and then Deadwood Dowd. I'm sure you know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So he's actually working on the Kennedy campaign, which is a big thing. So a lot of great experts are being are attracted. Anyway, so there was an interview, and they were talking about all the numbers that are coming out now, and talking about health and water, and how we really need to, like, this we need to understand that we need to start talking about what is causing all of this. That's one thing. But then you have when you finally figured out with the help of the right doctor what's going on, then you need to figure out, okay, now you need to go into protocol of figuring out what do you need to do. And this makes it so easy. But before I encountered frequency healing, I'd given up. No doctor, and I'd been to good doctors, but no doctor could tell me what it was. And I had been to shaman healers. I'd done everything, holding crystals at night. Nothing worked since 2008. And I had like the worst eczema on my hands and then in different places on my body. And my nervous system was not able to regulate itself anymore. And no doctor could help me. And I tell you, I had good mentors. I had good counselors. I had good like mental people who understood you, like from healers to therapists. I consulted everybody. I'm like, can you, like, I don't know how to regulate this. I can't figure out how to regulate this. I swear to God, it took 2 days with the Healy. Can you imagine?
That was
And
the
then and then
that was your
that was
hand
my
stuff.
hand. Yeah, but then another 20 days to completely just regulate my body and then the body of my son from eczema, because he had these patches and stuff. But then, that's just one of the stories that I can tell about myself. Then I have my family, my friends, my neighbors
Right.
around the world. And so I that's why I'm so confident, and I think you also at this point, because we've experienced just too much, and we've had people come to us like the doctors. All they say is, "This is the medication. This is the medication you need to take." Period. End of story. Sorry, I can't tell you anything else. And it's like, wow, I'm doomed to take this medication until the rest of my life, and I hope that I get old. You know.
It's worse than that, because now my dad, I'll have him out in a few days. I'm almost ready here, just waiting for a few more things. Um, they won't talk to me on the phone like when the nurses are in the room, because I have to deny his medications, because on the certain ones, he's just on a couple left, having to do with this. He's on metropolol, which is like a beta blocker. It's supposed to slow the heart down. They cut that down to like a third of what his doses were. This is what I was fighting with. He wound up in the hospital because they over medicated him for a decade. Remember when I came back in February, his legs were blown up. He couldn't even put shoes on. And the doctor that wouldn't change the order. I'm chronicling. I have these recorded phone conversations. The doctor hanging up on me saying the order stands, almost like a not like, wait a minute. When did the doctor is just fully in charge, and the patient and their family are not allowed to ask you to adjust medications? Like, the order stands. I mean, I have this recorded. So he was overridden. His orders were overridden in the hospital, because they found out my father was over medicated. So what I wanted to do ultimately happened by a doctor in the hospital, right? Who happened to be my father's original doctor that retired many years ago. It was a godsend. And I was manifesting this, Sophia, as well. That's for another day. So the doctor that said the order stands, my father's cardiologist, I'll say his name, fuck him, Dr. Later in Kingston, because he's going to prison and then hell. I'm going to see to it. So that was the first time where he was proven, and the medications were changed literally days after he said the order stands. His medications were changed because they were slowly murdering my father. His heart was going so slow, 37 milligrams of this Coreg and this Carvedilol are the same. And then he was on amlodipine, which was a pressure med, which fills the legs up, and he didn't need it. So anyway, this is for another day, but so now the other day I go there and I'm fighting because my father's peeing literally every 15 minutes, which means his organs are starting to work again. I constantly treat him. You know that? I have the other Healy. He's getting his frequencies right now, nonstop, 24/7. He's being treated miles from here, and this is helping him. So I'm like, we need to do something with this pissing. It's 15 minutes. This is 24/7. Imagine having to pee. I want people to think about that. Imagine having to take a piss every 15 minutes, 24/7.
That's
When do you sleep? You don't sleep, right? And so I'm fighting, and I'm like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna adjust this piss medication. They said we're gonna have a meeting. We're gonna do all of this stuff. Do you know? I get home an hour later. The main nurse, I have the phone call recorded, says this is Amy so and so, and the doctor's not changing the order. This is the same doctor that said the order stands, who's the main reason why my father wound up in the hospital with all the fluid retention, right? So he loses 15 pounds of fluid in the hospital, which was a godsend, gets reset. I bought him sneakers for the first time. He hasn't had sneakers on in years. He can't fit shoes on his feet, blown up. I'll show all of this in the documentary or whatever we want to call it. And so I'm like, we have to adjust this, right? He's on 40 milligrams of this Lasix furosemide. I'm like, can we make it 20? Can we go to every other day? We have to just try to give him relief, and you'll weigh him. And if he gains 5 pounds, then we know we have to go back. Then he's retaining fluids again. An hour later, after I had security there. I was losing my mind, right? Advocating for him. They said the doctor's not changing the order. So I had to stop his meds again, Sophie. He's almost just about off the last of his meds because I can't be there to tell him the certain ones to deny. So I said, fuck it, you got to stop everything. Tomorrow will be his third morning with no meds, and he hasn't died yet. He hasn't had a heart attack, right? So it's about another hour and 10 minutes that he's going to the bathroom. So at least he's getting like a little bit of rest. But I had to do that. Imagine begging doctors to adjust something so your father could not pee every 15 minutes. Like, let's adjust it. And he's in a rehabilitation center and they're not willing to adjust it. Could you imagine the fucking corruption that's going on out there? And I'm advocating, are your family members like in care? Because there's a chance that they're just slowly murdering.
I don't want my mom to ever go there. Like, not in the status quo we're in. Like,
could you imagine what's happening? And you know me, I'm a beast. I'm like, these people are running scared. They don't want to look at me because I'm exposing their bullshit. Not only am I saving my father, which this device helped me to do, by the way. This isn't just fix physical, which you were going to touch on. This device helped me fix my mental. This device helped me love my father. This device helped me honor my mother's last coherent words on her deathbed, which said, make sure you take care of your father. Those were the last words that I could understand before I begged them to dose her up with morphine because they murdered her with cancer, right? We're not supposed to have cancer. So this device allowed me to honor my mother's words of taking care of my father. I was there just when we had to. He's been in this home. And even in the home, they talk about, the son that showed up. Yeah, that's right. I showed up. God saved me. The Healy saved my mental. I'm listening to my mother. It's helping. It restored my love for my father. And this device allowed me to forgive my father and love him so much that I'm having him move in with me. Okay. I will blame this device for helping me to restore my aura. So it's not only physical, right? And you wanted to touch on that.
Yes, I did. Because I feel like in my experience, a lot of times when we have a physical ailment, we've come to grips with that. And we're also in society, we've been educated into when you get older, it's connected to suffering. So suffering is a big part of our conditioning. And we've just come to understand that's just what it is. That's why there's all these medications out there. Well, that's not true. And I feel like when we have the ability, it's almost like we have Stockholm syndrome with our suffering. So when we have the ability to get out of it, what I've noticed is often there's two things. Often it's like, wait a minute, oh my God, but if I do something and then I get temporarily better and then I get worse again, that might be worse than actually not getting better for a while. So there's almost like the skepticism there. The other thing is that often our state of being, our physical state of being is connected to our mental and emotional state of being. And there's a reason why we're there. So let's talk about addictions. There's so many addictions that we can have, but there's a reason for that. So the reason behind that is obviously the cause, and that cause can often be what has to actually be looked at versus the physical thing. So then you're looking at something physical, but then there's the block. And so if you don't remove the block, then you keep on falling right back into the physical problem because you're not working on the cause. And so that's what I think so beautiful about the Healy. Yeah, sorry.
No, I mean, doesn't that just make sense anyway, just in
Yeah.
general? Like stress that, yeah, I mean, we're not making this up. They'll tell you, which is one of the few things you can believe about in the
Mhm.
medical industry, stress can lead to heart disease, heart
Mhm.
attack, high blood pressure. This is true because the devil, it's the devil created all of the stress and all of the chaos and the bad
Mhm.
foods and spraying us, and we're getting that, right? But the devil also created the stresses, right? We're getting taxed to death. Some families have to work 3 jobs just to pay their bills. We won't get into red pill city of how, the 1% own
Yeah.
the whole world, and this is what we're changing. This is what God is coming back
Enough
to
is
take care
enough.
of right now.
Yeah.
That's our whole world. But
Right.
when you have all those stresses and you have all of that burden and all of that worry and all of that stuff, you can't manifest good things because
Mhm.
you're in this vicious cycle up here,
Yeah.
which creates a lot of this stuff that's going on in here. So that's why this is so important. I'm in almost just about the best shape of my life. I'm going to be 55 in a couple of months because of this thing,
Mhm.
mental and physical. And I have you to thank for that. Thank you so much. You're awesome.
Well, then I can go back and thank that Russian doctor in Bavaria, because I wouldn't know where I would be without him. I was in a really dire state back then. I was going through probably the worst state of stress in my life, apart from my eczema. So the eczema was a reaction to that. But so what you were saying before with that it helps you love your father more. It's important, I think, to understand why that is, because it's not that we can't love a family member. It's that there's so much in the way, so much baggage that is collected, which is not our fault. It's just there. And so what the Healy does is it helps us remove those blocks. And that's actually, that's how we can manifest things into our life, because we don't have something in the way telling us, oh, you can't have it, you don't deserve it, who are you to want it, who are you to get it, all those things. Same thing with love. Who am I to be loved? Well, but look at all the stuff that happened to me as a child, or I remember what my father said then and then, or something like that. And so we're in this loop, we're remanifesting actually what happened to us once. And so we can't move
Right.
into a more beneficial state of being, because our father's our father, like our family's our family, but it's state of being that matters and not circumstances. Because if we shift our state of being, our circumstances can shift because we're able to deal with them in a different way.
Just so people know how amazing this thing is, it's not even just that tension between my father and I, where this goes so deep to tell you about your ancestral baggage, things that come down, that we're carrying stuff from like our grandparents and our grandparents. We don't know this. I know this is hard for people to comprehend. That's how deep this thing goes. And this is what this is helping you get rid of, just by running frequency and treating yourself. It's helping your mental well-being, it's helping your aura, it's helping you to clear that, it's helping you to get back in touch with yourself and get rid of things that you don't. How can you get rid of something and work on it that you don't know that you even have it? That's what
Exactly.
this thing does, right? This thing, I hate to say it, I just have to give the truth. Like, this is basically going to put shrinks out of business, because you have to go to a shrink that doesn't give a shit. It's like, oh, it's your hour. Oh, and tell me, put your feet up on the couch and such and such and such. And
Well.
this, what this thing does in 10 minutes, a shrink can't do in like an entire life. I mean, I'm sorry. There's good shrinks out there, and I know I'll get my hate mail, but you're gonna have to find another profession,
Mhm.
something that you really love to do, because our power. This is only helping us tap into our power. We do this stuff. We're ultimately doing these things,
Mhm.
clearing our aura, clearing our baggage. This is merely just helping us tap into our own power.
May
So the fact shrinks are going to have to get a new job and do beautiful things, it's good. It means that we're all going to be cured, and we're all not going to have to worry about this shit really soon. So that's
Mhm.
the good news. So don't be mad at me. Now you can do something that you really, really, really like.
Well,
Anyway, go ahead,
oh
Sophia.
yeah. I mean, shrinks that are not doing what they should be doing, and they're not following their purpose, should absolutely look for a different job. But I do have to say something, because when I was in Germany and we were looking for a very good therapist, a child therapist, they were all booked out half a year. And so what I think is that like real good therapists and stuff. There's one woman and she literally said, "I'm now able to shrink 6 months into 6 minutes," which means you can help more people. It's faster, it's quicker, it's
Yeah.
easier. It's so beautiful to work with a Healy, and it's so beautiful when you can work with yourself with a Healy because it just makes it more comfortable. You can actually work from the ease of your home now with something where you don't have to move painfully through all the painful baggage. Yeah, exactly. That's how easy.
What you did this for 13. Tina, whose testimonial is on the healingtheworld.love. We have the testimony page.
Yeah.
There's 3 videos on there. We have to get a bunch more up. You literally changed Tina's life without her having the Healy. So for people that are listening to this, if you like are a person that you're waiting for like your pot of gold to start your project, and you're paying other site subscriptions to tell you how you're going to get your journey started to help people, you can do it actually right now. There's nothing preventing you from starting to help people. You changed Tina's life with
And I'm
frequency
not a doctor,
before
and I'm not a therapist, and I'm not a psychologist.
you're not a doctor, you're not a therapist. The thing when it did the reading, the power, the God field, the quantum, it just helped tapped
I
into
just know how
everything,
to
and it
use
let
it.
her know.
Yeah, I just
It let her know what was going on, right? And you just sent frequency, and you literally turned her life around. She's driving again after
yeah.
8 years, and
And she's
her
using it
her,
on
her short
herself.
video.
She's using it on herself because she was taught how to use it for herself. She's empowered now. She's sovereign. She can take anytime she has any kind of ailment, she knows how to scan herself and treat herself in real time. Period. End of story. So simple.
It is, and I have to do this, like, Sophia. We were talking offline. I have to be a little more. It's not for me. I could give a shit less. This isn't about selling anything. I honestly can give a shit less. God's giving me and has been. I've been very fortunate since He saved my life in September of 21. He came and saved me. I've had it. It's not about having the big house, the big money, all of that stuff. I'm so full. I don't need anything. So this isn't about selling anything. I honestly with love, I have to tell you that I don't give a shit. But if you're waiting for someone to come save you right now, and you're waiting, and you're still surfing online, and if you're upset that the Brunson case didn't happen, the Brunson case, none of that's going to happen. It's all bullshit. We have to save ourselves. So if you're the person that's waiting to do all these great things for humanity, you might have a chance right now to do something and get started on a small scale. Here's the great thing I want to tell for people, even for the people. I know, Tanner, I don't have money. I know, I get it. I get it. So you can go get this for free, right? You can get the gold model of the Healy and use it for. You can't get it for free. It's around $500 to get the gold model, and you could start treating some pain and some certain things, and you could return it. You could use it for 2 weeks, and you can return it.
And
Here's
you
the
get,
bad news:
yep.
no one's returned it. One person returned it because they didn't listen to us when all those deals were going on. Remember, and they got upset that
Yeah.
all them other people, when you did the show to explain to everyone how to get all the bundle and all the extra shit that they were given, they didn't get it, so they didn't even open the Healy. They returned it. So one person returned it, but
Yeah.
they didn't open it. It's because they got cranky, and they're probably sitting home. They might have dropped dead already because, I mean, there's a reason they got the Healy, right? So I don't know how much longer people are waiting for med beds that might not ever show up. So, and if you want to help yourself, if you want to help your friends and family, I just don't know why you wouldn't do it. I don't know what you're waiting for. And again, this might sound like a sales pitch, and I don't care. And a troll's going to say that, and I'll answer right now. Go fuck yourself. I could care less. I'm just trying to connect with people. Why would you not want to get, you see all those, see there, gabapentin, uh, tramadol, then Tylenol over the counter, all of these things is all the pain meds that I got. My father is on no pain meds, Sophia, for months,
Wow.
and he's not in pain anymore because of because I decided to take my power and do something. I'm not waiting for, I don't know, some mobile med bed or some shit to come fly here from outer space and heal me and my family. I started to take my power, and I'm changing things. I'm not waiting for shit. I'm not waiting. I'm living my life, and I've taken and I've claimed my power. I took it back.
Like Pillow
I'm not
Guy.
waiting for anything. What's that?
Like Pillow Guy. Like Mike. He did the same thing. His story is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can start if you want to walk the talk, you can start, right. And Tanner, well, wait. Well, I mean, according to like Jasara's coming, right? We're getting all of our money that we got traded with our birth certificates. I mean, that's coming any day now, right? So what does it matter if you spend $500? Yeah, and you can even finance it through Healy for 0%. They'll even finance you if you have decent credit. But why would you not get started? This is for you. I'm just beating you up. What are you waiting? How much longer? How long? You have to ask yourself these questions. How long have you been waiting for the magic fucking wand
I have.
to change and save your life? How much longer are you going to wait? How much longer will you be strung along? How much longer are you going to serve Telegram? How much longer are you guys going to send me these DMs of all of this shit that's coming? See, I'm not on Telegram anymore. I don't open my channel anymore, Sophia, hardly. I just do the show here to talk about. It's not much. I can red pill with the rest of them. This is what's going on. One thing we know, the global military operation is going on. We're watching a television show. Congress is dead already. You're watching a show to slowly wake the people up that are asleep, that didn't believe us about what's going on. That's happening. But how much longer are you going to wait for all of this to unfold to save you if you need to be saved or to change your life, when you can start to take your power back and you can start to do things? And I'm proving it along with so many others that have changed their lives. And this rant is not for me. This rant is for the people that need to hear it. And I beg you, are you or a family member worth looking into this and trying it out? I'm just letting you know, if you get this and you try it, you're not going to return it. So I don't want you to get yourself into a financial crisis if you can't spend $500 to get the gold Healy. Then don't even go to healingtheworld.love. But if you can do that, or if you can finance that and pay $30 a month to potentially become pain free, because that's the main thing that this thing was mainly known for, without a doubt. It's the main thing that they tout about, is pain relief, anxiety, depression, right, Sophia? All the rest is just the bonus of getting rid of all of those other ailments, which are proven on an 88-year-old. I guess God had to have me not only get this and help cure myself and my leg, he wanted me to help my 88-year-old father get off of his laundry list of medications and take him out of rehab to prove that this is real. So you can lead a horse to water, but you can't smash it over the head with a fucking 2x4, right? To make it drink water. I don't know what else to say.
Well,
That's it.
I think that it's all about how badly do you want to heal, and how do you believe that you can get better? And it's just using common sense of, what do I have to lose? So when I was lucky, because I walked into this practice and I was able to use the Healy from the doctor, and it worked. And so that was a lot of proof for me. And so I'm like, I want this thing. And I expressed it to my boyfriend, and he said, you know what? Christmas is coming up. I wanted to buy you something anyway. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And I thought it was so sweet, that because I was so extremely excited about the Healy. I had the feeling I discovered something so incredibly powerful, and I couldn't really grasp that something like that already existed. Like the Rife machine in a tiny device in my pocket that I can use, I can scan, and I can treat. Are you kidding me? This is the best thing. This was like the some kind of merge between higher intelligence, consciousness, technology. I'm like, was this
It is.
channel from ET? Like, how is this possible?
Isn't it hard to explain
Yeah,
how incredible? I mean, I hate to poo-poo on all the other things. There's, patches and these things
that's
do this certain thing.
fine. But
Blow dryer light thing I saw when I was in Arizona. But Like
That's fine, but it
this is the
won't scan you.
Lamborghini.
But it will
It can't
not
scan
scan
you. It
you. It
can't
will
tell you.
not tell you what is the source of what you have. It's going to treat
Right.
whatever it treats, but it's a mystery. It's kind of a
Right.
mystery. And we have something going on our body, and it's a mystery because we're too close to ourselves.
Isn't that insane? I mean, some of those things are like, I think they're $200 or $300, and all you can do is like blow dry a blue
I
light
don't know,
somewhere
but
in
what are
hell.
you going to blow
It
dry
doesn't
if you
tell you
don't know
anything.
what you're supposed to blow dry?
I don't know what you, but anyway,
I,
whatever.
I
Look,
am.
you can't. There's not really much more to say. I'm done. You can close out the show, and then I'll give the last sentence. There's really not much to talk about. If people want to slowly die, remain in pain, when the Bentley, the Lamborghini, is here until you know what they're
But
waiting
the thing
for.
is, this
Um,
is Stephen.
I
Like,
can't. There's really not much. There's really not much more
but
to
this
say, and I don't want to. I'm tired. I'm tired. Like I've saved myself. I've saved my
right.
father. I've saved my sister. I've saved my niece. I've saved many people. You're saving. There's an animal program on this. You can scan animals. You treated your cat. You're treating horses out of the state. We're changing.
I've
I mean,
tested all
there's
kinds of.
really not much more to say. Like, I'm angry that people, and I'm sorry I have to do it because maybe I'll trigger someone into taking the step, into taking their power back, and at least watching a 6 or a 10-minute video at healingtheworld.love. Scroll down on the homepage and watch 2 videos. It explains more about this technology. You know that Tesla was murdered. You know they stole all his technologies. It's right here. It's right here. Part of it. This is a Tesla coil. I'm treating myself with frequency. I'm tapping into the quantum field. I'm changing my life. I'm changing my father's life. What more proof do you need? I mean, I don't know what to say to people anymore, Sophia. Drop dead. It's free will. Suffer and drop dead if that's your choice. I mean, I'm angry because I want you to do something
I'm
for
sorry.
yourself and your loved ones. I don't know what else to say. I'm done.
So,
I'm done. I'm literally done. There's a website they can learn about it. No one's going to handcuff them and scan their credit
I
card
need
and
to
take
say
their money.
something though
Go learn something.
before you go pick
Yeah, go ahead.
smoking boots. Okay. So the, the so
My life is great. My life is great, Sophia. That's why I'm not surfing for the Savior. The Savior is right in here. Right? I mean, the one thing we know that's not manipulated, I believe what the Bible is, like, God created, you were created equal in his image. He gave us everything we need and our power, how to tap it. It's all here, and we just manifest it. And this is a bridge between us and our own power. This won't be needed soon. I say that all the time.
I
I
think
don't know
it'll
what
take a
soon.
while.
I don't know if it's 6 months or
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. This is, and just like Ken Close says, the big wig up in healing, this is a bridge, Sophia, right? Just so we're clear, this is a bridge.
Bridges you to the quantum field of all
This is a
possibilities.
bridge, right?
Mhm.
And the more of these that are around right now, until people learn how to claim their power, right? Ken even said, when we have more of these around and we're just tapping into that field, we're putting that energy out as well, right? He said that. Like, when people are around me, they don't, they need a nap. I mean, I was energetic to begin with, but anyway, it's just, it's absolute, it's amazing. Like, I'm cool. I'm doing the show because I'm just trying to spread the truth. I want people I want people to have these amazing stories like we have our people on the page. There's just 3 stories out of there out of dozens that we've helped together. I mean, you've helped hundreds, but since we came together and started doing the healing, we have dozens of people. We have a beautiful community on Telegram, on Facebook. There's a bunch of people helping each other. There's so many beautiful things going on. And and people are telling you seem so angry. No, I'm only angry because I want to see everybody doing good.
You're highly
That's all.
compassionate, Stephen. I don't think you're angry. I think
Well,
you're
I mean,
tired of seeing suffering and people
people tell me, why am I so angry? It's not angry.
yeah.
It's my passion to want to see
And it's
things change,
sadness
and I don't really give
too.
a shit.
It's
Yeah.
actually sadness because it's just like enough is enough, and that's a point I get to a lot of the time. I'm actually having one of those days too where I'm feeling the weight of I personally feel responsible to do what I can in this world, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why I've helped like tens of how do you say, what do you say in English when you like, anyway, dozens and dozens of people, I can't even think of the right word in English, um, just because I don't want to see them suffer, and I didn't ever care if they bought a Healy or not. And every time somebody bought a Healy, I'm like, yes, another person who's taking on the responsibility. But when I've helped so many people, and I never offered them to buy a Healy, because I think that everybody has their own timing. And I also wanted to say something with also with the with any kind of other device, the Heelys. This is a like we're done with zero sum game here in the world. For me, we're done. So it's not about patches or Healy or blow dryer or Healy, whatever it is you're taking. I know there's so many different types of methods that work. The Healy complements everything and anything for me. And it'll add so much value to anything you're already doing. And so even if you're taking nutrients, if you're taking supplements and your body's not properly able to process those nutrients, then that's a problem. You're just pouring money down the drain. And so, and that's all.
And that's what
Yeah.
that helps. But also, I mean, I'm sorry if I'm poo-pooing, but I mean, if you're taking a patch, right? I mean, and I tried them in the past when I had a pain up here.
Yeah.
So I have a pain, but why do you have the pain? The patch is just masking the pain, right? It's not going to the root and telling you this. I
Well,
mean,
something's happening
what
with
is that?
stem cells. I'm not sure what, but
I don't know.
but I don't know because I'm not a doctor and I don't want to diss anything. I'm generally not an anti person. I'm just like for what works. And all I can talk about is what I know. And I've tried so many things, including the patches. The only thing that I know I can rely on is the Healy, and everything else that adds value to that, wonderful. But for me personally, and you can only speak from experience when you've tried something.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's it. I'm like today's just one of those days. The devil's in his last
Weird, isn't
days.
it?
He's in a
Yeah.
frenzy. You know, we had last minute. You know, with Nick, we were going to do the reading. I'm sorry for those that didn't get to see the reading, but we did a show. You could scroll back. We did
Sunday.
Sunday
Hmm.
yesterday at 1. If you go on the grassroots Denise's
Very
show.
detailed, right?
Yeah, we did a very detailed reading with Denise, who basically runs the network here, the
Yeah.
Grassroots, and she's on board now. She loves it. She heard about the Hilly, but when I was talking, she's like, "Yeah, I'm in." So we've got Denise in our family now, and it's really great. And I mean, this is the future. The future it's here already. This stuff has been here, right? Nick's doing the Tartarian Empire. We would go into buildings and get healing and free energy. So it's all coming together. It's God's timing. I'm sorry if I upset anyone. It's just my passion. I want to see you. I want to see you healed. I want to see you. I want to see you get more involved in yourself. I want to see you believe in yourself more and take your power back and start. How much longer? I don't want people to be waiting around. What are you waiting for? You can do it right now if you can, right? And anyway, healingtheworld.love, that's the site we put together. You can go on there, you can tinker around, you can look at the Heelys, you can watch 2 videos, you can see the testimonials, you can email us through there if you have any questions. I'm happy to talk with people on the phone. I was just on the phone a couple people yesterday that have questions about this stuff. I mean, it's not just like go to the site and buy something. No, ask questions. Please ask questions and do the right thing, and let us help guide you for the right way to tailor to what you or your family's needs are, what you're trying to tackle, what type of things you're trying to tackle. Is it just mental? Is it a combo? You trying to help a family member? We want to talk to you. Why don't you? We don't want you to just go buy something. We want to work with you. I want to help you. This is the main thing that I'm doing. I'm not sitting on Telegram all day, talking all day about nothing, and I'm working on this. I'm on the place here to get my dad to come home, and I do a weekly show because I have to on Monday at the Grassroots. I'm not looking to be saved anymore, Sophie. I'm not waiting for the big
Right.
saving reveal. I'm saving myself. I'm tapping into what God gave me, and I want others to do that. If you can, why not? Why not? Why not come together? The more of us that come together and put that energy and that power out there and that manifesting, that's when we're going to get to the end of this movie,
Well, isn't it
right? When we
fascinating?
put that out there,
Isn't it
right?
fascinating how people are like, I'm going to wait until I get the med beds and then I'm going to be 25 again. And I'm like, it's so fascinating because we've had something that was basically manifested in the beginning of the pandemic into our pockets called the med bed for your pocket. And here we are waiting.
The med bed in your pocket. We got it. It's here,
Yeah.
everybody. It's already here. Look, it's the med bed on my collar. It's the med bed on my hat. It's the med bed in my mouth. Right here. Anyway, Sophie, you the bomb. Keep working hard with Mr. RFK. We know, just want to drop a red pill for everyone. There are no more future presidents. We the people will be governing ourselves. We're in the middle of the movie. I love that RFK is coming into the mix with the Kennedy family. He's going to finish what his uncle started. We're going to reveal all of the corruption, right? The CIA murdered his uncle, his father. It's beautiful how God's plan is coming together, and RFK is in there, and he's been fighting for clean water and children's vaccines and these poisons. He's been exposing it for a long, long, long time. I just find it so brilliant. God can only write the most amazing script that now RFK Jr.'s in the mix. He's going to be the one that's actually going to officially expose this pandemic and how they tried to murder us all with these poisons. I love God's
The
script.
fact,
It's so,
the,
no one can do it better. Nobody.
the fact that he's running for president gives everybody now permission to talk about what we were not allowed to talk about.
Exactly,
Finally.
right? So it's really cool. Like they're all getting backed into the corner. Like when they murder Joe Biden or they whatever they do, give him a heart attack in the next scene in the movie. I don't know what they're gonna do when they expose the Hunter, the China, the whole thing, and then everyone's gonna be angry. They're still gonna have Trump derangement syndrome, so they're gonna have to. We're still gonna have the Republican Democrat brainwashing divide. So we're gonna have to find the strong Democrat that can beat Trump. Hate Trump. I hate Trump. So now they're going to walk right into the dragon's lair of RFK, who's going to educate them on the corruption of the vaccines. That's the way I see the movie. It's such a beautiful God. You're just so great. You never cease to amaze me of your beautiful script. Thank you. But in the meantime, I like taking my power that God gave me, and I like doing shit. How about you, Sophia?
Me too. I'm doing it already. You too.
Yeah.
We're good.
All right. We'll talk again. You're the bomb. Thank you once again. Thanks for showing up.
You're
You
welcome.
folks can go to healingtheworld.love and TennerTalk.com. If you're not following me on all of my social media, if you think you can tolerate me, please go to Tenor Talk, and all of my social media is right on my homepage. Make sure you click and follow me. That would be incredible. If you want a beautiful Jesus and Justice for All hat, those are my designs. You like that noose? You can get those at Tenor Talk too. And help me get some curtains for the bedroom here. Anyway, that's it, Sophia. It was fun, unplanned. We come on, we talk truth and from the heart, and that's the best way to do it. No script. You just do what we do, and that's it.
Well, thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you over at healingtheworld.love. Go learn a few things and see if you can tap into your power and you can get rid of some of your mental baggage, your physical baggage, or maybe some friends and family that you love very much that you'd like to help. And if you're one of those people that got like that dinar and all of that stuff, and you're waiting for so you can open up a big center, check it out. You can open up a center already right from your bedroom in your underwear, so you can get a head start because you're one of them amazing people that are waiting to get funded so you could start to help people. You could do it right now for a very tiny amount before that giant pot of gold comes, huh? Who's better than you? Thanks, Sophia.
Thank
No
you, Peter.
excuses for anyone to get started. Love you. Talk to you soon.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.